WWE, it'll be WrestleMania, and The Miz taking on Bad Bunny in a tag team matchup during WrestleMania this Saturday, streaming exclusively on Peacock. Sign up at peacocktv.com, and we'll talk to The Miz. I think he's joining us now. Let me start with this. I know you're from Ohio, and I'm from Ohio. I went to the University of Dayton, so I wasn't smart enough to get into the school you went into, University of Miami of Ohio, like yourself.
We are the Harvard of the Midwest.
Oh, I know.
So, I mean, I don't mean to brag about it or anything, but you know.
Oh, go figure that you would brag about something there, Miz.
I mean, they did call it J. Crew U. So, I mean, they had many nicknames. The Harvard of the Midwest and J. Crew U were the two that I always went by.
How close did this come to not even happening, this career?
Honestly, it came basically, if I did not get on The Real World, I don't think any of this would have been possible because I think getting on The Real World opened my mind to say, you know what, you could do stuff in the entertainment world. Like, I'm from Parma, Ohio. When you're from Parma, Ohio, you know, you go to college, after college, you go back home, you get a job, you get a family, and that's what you do for the rest of your life. And that's kind of the mode I was in. Like, I went to Miami, Ohio for business, not for entertainment, not for theater. And so I mean, if I didn't get on The Real World, I would not be sitting here. I'd probably be working at my dad's Mr. Hero.
How do you find your personality in wrestling?
I think it's time. I think it's confidence. I think it's finding your voice. I think once you find your voice, I think it's like acting. When you're finding a new character, you find the way they walk, the way they talk, how they act, what drives them, what motivates them. And so that's kind of where you start. And then, you know, I've been doing The Miz for 16 years now in WWE. And so it's kind of just second nature for me.
Did you sample from other wrestlers growing up?
I think everyone does. I think that's when you're first training to be a WWE superstar, they say take from your favorites. So my favorites growing up were like the Ultimate Warrior. Now, granted, I didn't paint my face. I don't paint my face right now, but when I was a kid, you better believe I was painting my face like the Ultimate Warrior and putting streamers on my arm and running around the house annoying my mom. And then like The Rock, Austin, all my favorites, you know, I try to take little samples from them, but also I still want to be my own original character, an original Miz. And so I think I've done a good job at a fine line of fine tuning myself and making sure that I give an originality to my character.
Let me give you the power to go back and wrestle anybody one time. Who would it be?
Ultimate Warrior. I never got to wrestle him, and he was my all-time favorite as a kid growing up. I mean, I looked at him, and he was just larger than life and huge and just big personality, big energy. As soon as he came out of the gate, he was running. He had this unbridled like energy that you couldn't match, and I just was so entertained by him.
But do you want to beat your idol? Would you have been okay losing?
Yes, 100%. I would want to beat or get beaten by my idol. Either or. It does not matter. I have gotten beaten by like a person that I looked at. I've gotten beaten by The Rock. That was a pretty interesting take. I mean, WrestleMania 27, I'm in the main event of WrestleMania. I'm holding the WWE Championship. I beat the poster child of WWE and John Cena with The Rock's help. And then after that, The Rock bottomed me, gave me a people's elbow.
What's the hardest hit you ever got?
The hardest what?
Hit.
Actually, at that WrestleMania, I got tackled off of like a table onto a concrete floor, and my head smacked on the floor, and I could not remember anything. I was knocked out, and yeah, it was insane. It was insane. I think anytime you do anything with your brain, that's the hardest thing that you could possibly do. Explain
the art of falling.
The art of falling. Okay, sure. So when you're first learning how to become a WWE superstar or a professional wrestler, you learn how to fall. And the object is to fall flat on your back with your arms flat out. So basically you got to watch your head. And obviously when your arms go flat out, your back muscles kind of tense up. And so it allows your head not to snap. And so I didn't do that time at WrestleMania 27.
You and your wife rehearse things since she's a wrestler?
We rehearse things in the ring, in the bed, whatever we got to do. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, we definitely rehearse. My wife is one of the longest reigning champions in WWE history, and she's done a tremendous job with her character and doing her thing in WWE as well. So it's always nice to have your wife. Like when my wife was like kind of like my manager, whenever you have your wife by your side and, the person you love and you're wearing like a Speedo, you kind of want to show off in the ring. And I feel like that was like the best time that I've had as a WWE superstar because, I was always every week, I show off in front of the audience, but when your wife is standing right there, you give them a little extra.
What do fans say to you when they see you on the street or see you outside of the ring?
I get a lot of yells. A lot of awesome people doing my catchphrases. Correct is my new one. I basically asked John, my tag team partner, John Morrison, a question, and the answer is always correct. And it gets really annoying, but that's my job to annoy an audience. But the thing is, once something is really annoying, it starts to catch on, and you start to do it. And so, yeah, I mean, anytime John asks me a question, it's always correct. Very stupid. How do you gets over?
How do you put your game face on? Athletes always talk about when you go into the football field or whatever it might be, you got to kind of gear up for that. You're gearing up for something that is competitive, but how do you put that? I'm mad. Moments before that you get into character.
I think we have a position called the gorilla position. It's right before we go out. It's where all people are watching the show and telling us how much time there is, what we're going to be doing next. So there's that little area right before we go out to the ramp when our music hits. Usually I'm very nervous. I have butterflies in my stomach. I can't even talk. Sometimes I feel like I'm going to faint. Because emotions are running so high. You never know what's going to happen in WWE. It's not like a concert where they play the same song every single day. It's a new match, a new thing going on each and every time. It's a new crowd as well, and our crowd is interactive. They boo who they hate, they cheer who they love, and you never really know what you're gonna get. And so when you go out there, you hear the reaction, and once I hear that reaction, all those nerves go away and it turns into this immense amount of energy, adrenaline, and I feed off of it. And I really enjoy it. And now with WrestleMania coming up on Saturday and Sunday, it's the first time we've had a live audience in over a year.
Yeah.
So I cannot wait to feel the electricity of that audience, to feel that energy. Now, granted, WWE's did a great job with the virtual audience. We have a virtual crowd in a place we call the Thunderdome, and they've done a great job in making it feel like a live audience, but having the real life human beings in that crowd, it's going to be amazing.
And you're working with Snickers.
Yep.
Their role in this is what?
So WrestleMania is presented by Snickers, and at Dollar General, you can get my Snickers bar, which I think is incredible. It says awesome on it. My catchphrase is I'm the Miz and I'm awesome. So you can go to Dollar General and you can get a candy bar that says awesome on it, and it's dedicated to me. And I cannot believe, like, never in my wildest dreams when I was growing up as a kid, going to convenience and getting myself a Snickers bar, did I ever think a Snickers bar would be dedicated to me? So it's pretty incredible. And I'm always very thankful for all the opportunities I'm presented. And I'm just very thankful. I love Snickers, and they do a great job. And I got my own Snickers bar. It's kind of cool.
When's the last time you had a wardrobe malfunction?
Ooh, I haven't had very serious wardrobe malfunctions, but I have seen a person. So one of the things a bad guy will do is grab the tights because it's illegal and throw a person because it's easier to throw a person when you grab onto their clothes. One time a guy grabbed onto the person's Speedo or tights, as we call them. He ripped them off. He didn't they just came right off. And the guy was just standing there butt naked. And you hear the crowd, and it's live, by the way. You don't get two takes. So you hear the crowd just go absolute silence, and you hear one lady go, ha, 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 and then everyone else starts erupting. But this poor guy was just and the other guy that was wrestling him had no idea that the guy was naked. Had no idea. And I don't know how he didn't know, but he didn't know.
I'm guessing the woman who's laughing, that's not a good thing if you're the guy who's naked.
That's not a good sign when a woman is laughing in the crowd.
So what happens to Bad Bunny this weekend at WrestleMania?
I feel sorry for him because, I don't feel sorry for him. I feel sorry for his fans because they're probably not going to hear him sing in probably a good year because that's the amount of time it's going to take for the wire out of his jaw to come out from when I'm done punching him.
Wow.
So, but yeah, it's one of those things where, he came for a performance and he overstayed his welcome and he beat down the wrong door. And now, no matter how many times he has, honestly, Bad Bunny is one of the biggest recording artists out there right now. He just won a Grammy. He has over 1 billion views on all his videos in YouTube. Just one of his video has 1 billion views. Not a M. That's not 1 million. That's 1 billion. So the guy is wildly famous, has a huge fan base, but he doesn't understand that at WrestleMania, this is our Super Bowl, our World Series, our NBA Finals. And we honestly feel it's bigger than that. It's the greatest spectacle you will ever see. You'll take away moments that'll last a lifetime. It's just the sad part is that Bad Bunny's fans are going to take away a moment that they're not going to want to see. And he's not going to want to feel because I am one of the best of all time. I'm the only 2-time Grand Slam champion in the history of WWE. And I plan on showcasing that at WrestleMania.
He's the greatest wrestler ever from the University of Miami, or Miami University. You are the best wrestler to ever come out of there. Is that correct?
I would say so. I would say I'm almost the one of the most famous people ever to come out of Miami University of Ohio. But it all depends on what sport you like. Some people like basketball, where they'll say Wally Zerbiak is. Some people like football, where they say Ben Roethlisberger is. I like to pat myself on the back and say, well, I'm the biggest.
I'm waiting for the Broadway musical Les Mis.
Aren't we all? I'm waiting for them to give me a call and maybe I can go there and since I am the Miz, be Les Mis for once.
Mike, thanks for getting up with us and have fun this weekend. We appreciate your time.
Thank you very much. Yeah, definitely tune in to WrestleMania as presented by Snickers, Saturday, Sunday, April 10th and 11th. And if you want to, April 12th is Monday. And my reality show, Ms. and Mrs., is coming back with all new episodes on the USA Network at 11 p.m. You're not going to want to miss it. It's a family-friendly show. It'll make you laugh out loud, and it's fun. It's entertaining. So thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Miz.
Have a good one.
That's The Miz. He's wrestling Bad Bunny coming up on Saturday night on Peacock.